from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at 6.
We were looking to resettle about 500 people in the state of North Dakota in this federal fiscal year, which ends September 30th.
Good evening, everyone. Thanks for joining us tonight. Stephanie is off. Valley News Live has learned that Lutheran Social Services will have helped resettle hundreds of refugees in our area by the end of September. That's nearly 350 in Fargo and West Fargo and about 100 in Grand Forks. In an email obtained from the Say Anything blog, pressure from the White House to meet this year's quota is cited as a main reason they're ramping up efforts. Valley News Team's immigration and relocation reporter Bradford Eric goes straight to the top to find out why Lutheran Social Services wants to keep bringing people into our area.
After receiving this email, we posed this to you on Facebook. If you could ask Lutheran Social Services one question, what would it be? The response? Nearly 400 questions. Cheryl wanted to know why. Patrice asked, what types of background checks are done? And Christine typed, who funds LSS, taxpayers or private? I took your questions straight to the CEO of Lutheran Social Services.
So there are kind of three different ways: earned fees, private donations, and government contracts.
Thomason says their funding comes in large part from people taking advantage of services they offer, and then LSS is reimbursed. She says they're planning to help about 60 people get settled in the Fargo, West Fargo area from now until the end of September.
And they go through security screens, they go through health screens, there are background checks. It's a pretty lengthy interview process.
Thomason says LSS only resettles refugees, meaning people fleeing their home country to another one due to fear of persecution. She says the screening process is done in the country these people have fled to.
I wish it was simpler to talk about than it is. It's kind of a complex topic.
According to the LSS website, the federal government decides where refugees will go based on housing and job availability, among other things. The director of LSS New Americans program then decides how many new people to accept based on the agency's capacity to manage their affairs. Thomason says this area already has the resources in place for this bump in resettlement numbers. Bradford Eric, Valley News Live.
Now, the email mentioned no resettling in Moorhead, and the CEO says LSS does not settle people in Moorhead when they first come to the area. We have new information for you tonight about a fatal crash involving the Kavalavog boys of Moorhead. A member of the Dalton, Minnesota Fire and Rescue Squad who responded to the crash is accused tonight of taking money from a crash victim's wallet. 42-year-old Tara Lindquist is charged with a misdemeanor count of theft. The criminal complaint says Lindquist was among the first emergency responders to arrive at the scene. Several days after the crash, a family member of one of the crash victims told investigators all four boys were given $100 bills for the weekend, but cash was missing from their wallets when their belongings were returned. Lindquist admitted to taking $120 from a billfold at the scene. We also have some new information this time from the Minnesota Department of Health. An autopsy released today shows the death of an Alexandria, Minnesota teen earlier this summer was not related to a rare waterborne amoeba. Doctors originally thought 14-year-old Hunter Butane died from a severe brain infection caused by an amoeba. They believed Butane was infected after swimming in Lake Minnewaska in Glenwood. Well, now they're saying the meningitis Hunter died from was likely related to a skateboarding accident that started a leak in his spinal cord. The teenager and his family were not aware of the extent of his injuries from the accident, and when he was hospitalized for the infection, it was revealed he had suffered a skull fracture. Many are in disbelief following the death of a 26-year-old woman who died during a tragic boat crash near Devil's Lake. April Stenger was born in Frazee, Minnesota, graduated from MSUM, and later moved to Park Rapids. We talked with a co-worker at Roadhouse Bar and Grill, where April worked for several years. Between tears, she told us that April always had a smile on her face, something that friends say they'll never forget.
I tell you what, if we could all live like she lived, people would be a lot happier. The thing I took away from it is, like I said, you never know when you're not going to see somebody again. Make sure that everybody knows how much you appreciate them. And she did that. She did that, and we didn't do it well enough for her, but she did that.
We did reach out to April's family. They're asking for privacy at this time. The investigation into exactly what happened is still ongoing. We're told that alcohol could have played a factor. Today's weather marked a great start to the week. Let's toss it over to Lisa Green to find out how tonight will be shaping up. Lisa?
Thanks, Mike. Still nice out there. We do have a couple of passing light sprinkles or even some light rain showers this evening, but otherwise it's very nice. Temperatures in the upper 70s in many parts of Minnesota, low 80s in eastern North Dakota. Fargo at 80 degrees right now, Grand Forks 82. And taking a look at our satellite radar composite, you can see there's a few passing clouds, and with that, just a couple of sprinkles, but that should be about it for the nighttime hours. We'll lose those as we progress through the evening hours. In fact, we'll clear out. And if you were interested in catching the Perseid meteor shower this week, tonight's a good night to do so with clear skies, Mike. And temperatures should be pretty comfortable. You'll need an extra layer, but that'll be a different story the rest of the week. Very warm temperatures coming up.
Keep an eye to the sky tonight.
That's for sure.
All right, thanks. A rural Thief River Falls man remains in critical condition tonight at a Fargo hospital. Ryan Hooley was shot twice at a birthday party for his dad. 23-year-old Trevor Brown is in jail awaiting formal charges. Valley News Team's Neil Carlson has an exclusive interview with the victim's brother.
Where did this happen?
It happened already here. It was right on top of the bar booth here.
It happened at 2:30 Sunday morning at Bob Hooley's farmstead, 12 miles south of Thief River Falls. It was a birthday party for Hooley in his party barn that went bad.
The victim's brother says Trevor Brown and 3 buddies crashed the party here early Sunday morning. He says they were kicked out and then returned. That's when all the trouble started.
One guy jumped on my brother and started fighting, then the other guy jumped on him and shot him.
Really?
Yeah.
What were they fighting about?
I'm not even sure.
Okay. Did these two know each other very well?
Nope.
Really?
We kicked them out, then they got into a fight.
Cody says Brown and his friends fled the party instantly after the shooting. He says police told him they were still looking for the pistol that Brown allegedly used.
So your brother Ryan, how's he doing?
He's critical, but he's stable.
Okay. I understand, what, 2 wounds to the chest and 1 to a hand?
Right now they have one bullet to the chest and 1 in the hand.
Trevor Brown was arrested without incident in Goodrich, 20 miles east of Thief River Sunday afternoon, less than 15 hours after the shooting. Investigators got a tip he was holed up at a friend's house.
Is it possible anybody else in this incident would face charges besides the guy who allegedly did the shooting?
Currently, I mean, that's up to the county attorney's office. They'll get the entire case, of course, and make that decision. But currently, we're looking at the one individual.
That one individual is 23-year-old Trevor Brown, who's now in jail and could face a big part of his life in prison if he's convicted. From Thief River Falls, Neil Carlson, Valley News Live.
Formal charges against Brown will be filed tomorrow. This afternoon, the victim, Ryan Hooley, was rushed into surgery for a collapsed lung. A Prayers for Ryan Hooley page has been started on Facebook. We have a link to it. You can go to our website at valleynewslive.com and click on this story. Investigators tell us that 5 sexual assaults were reported at WeFest this year. Little information is being released on those cases at this point. And of course, yesterday, the roads out of Sioux Pass Ranch were full of RVs, trailers, and cars all heading home. WeFest drew more than 50,000 people each day at the 3-day event. About 35,000 of them stay on the campgrounds and around the Sioux Pass Ranch. Police say they arrested 69 people this year, which is about normal compared to last. More ice is coming to the Shields Arena. Work could begin soon on a 35,000 square foot addition to include a National Hockey League size ice rink with stadium seating, locker room space, and additional event space. The 400-plus seat hockey arena will be built on the west side of the current building, and it'll cost about $5.4 million.
There's no public funding in this. While the Park District might be the owner of the land, we don't have any funds or any tax dollars into this project. And I think that's important to say, and that says a lot about the group that's put this together with the Urban Plains Group, the Shields Arena, and a lot of private donors that have made this reality.
A 10-year use agreement with Fargo and West Fargo Youth Hockey Associations will cover operating expenses, and it should attract more events to the area without disrupting the primary hockey tenants, which are the Fargo Force and the Fargo Area High School Hockey Associations. Construction is planned to wrap up mid to late spring. Later on Valley News Live at 6, a new restaurant opens in Fargo, one with a pretty familiar name.
And you're looking at the lowest high temperatures we'll see this week. Upper 70s, low, even some mid 80s out there. But we're watching those temperatures ramp up in the forecast. All of your details right after this break.